So it's actually, even if you live the same number of years, you've lived longer because you've covered more distance over the same time.
Some people have lived thousands of years or thousands of lifetimes
in their
life.
one lifetime. Whereas
Relative
other
to
people
others.
don't even live all 10 years in their whole experience of life.
And if you're traveling a massive distance, and that distance can be psychological, think about it this way. Think if you had a tough childhood, right? And you whether your parents are dead or alive. I'm just gonna give an example. Say your dad is, whether they're alive or dead. I could give an example of someone, Wayne Dyer, right? He talked about hating his father for his whole life, and then going to the graveside of his father and facing things, and probably traveling more psychological distance in a day than he had avoided for years, right? And so there was a girl I was talking to. She's in her late 20s, who grew up in a tough situation, and she hasn't talked to her dad in 10 years. And I said, you're not going to grow your business effectively until you go and talk to your dad and clean that up. And so she called him, and they went out to lunch, and so she covered more emotional distance in that one day than she had in a decade. Right? But think about how different that day was, and how much she had to deal with psychologically, and how much she had to let go of and face that she had not been facing forever.
And so now she doesn't have to carry all that weight with her.
Now she doesn't have to let her past determine her future. So, so the distance traveled means
she's not building her past away from her. She's not building her present away from her past anymore. Now she can actually work towards her future.
Now she can actually build a future that's not trying to avoid the past. Yeah. So I'm going to tell a story about leverage. Leverage and pathways to the idea of a faster goal or a higher goal needing different leverage.
Yeah,
right?
This is great.
This is a great story, right? So this is Alicia. This is a beautiful lady. I love this lady. So different, if you want to hit a higher goal, or if you want to hit the same goal in 1/10 the time, the pathway's going to be different, i.e., I love what you're saying. Path and leverage might be synonymous, or at least close to. Leverage is maybe how you get to how you achieve the path.
Yeah.
So Alicia has this technology called Level Up Score, and she's been in the credit industry for 20 years. She's had a one-on-one coaching practice for 20 years, coaching people who have bad credit and giving them resources. Here's the good credit cards. There's the bad ones, right? Here's how you work in this free, complex, difficult system so that you can get your credit to a level where you can go get your house mortgage or whatever. She's been helping people do this for 20 years. Loves the people she serves. And she also is very, to the idea of gifts, she was very good and so immersed in the field that she was able to kind of see patterns in the field. And she was able to see that there's not ever really a useful tool that individuals can use to actually know a clear path to what they're trying to accomplish. In order, you run your credit, you get a score back, but then how do you actually take just a straight up path to what you're trying to do? That didn't exist in that field. And so she created the software that you set your goal, you stick your information in there, it gives you a credit score, and then it gives you a tailored path, including resources to get there. And so that's Level Up Score, and that didn't exist. So she made that back in 2019. She wanted to do it since 2009, but what happens? We get stuck on clear paths to lesser goals. We stay busy in a complex system optimizing things that shouldn't exist, and we don't let the future shape the present. Instead, we're trying to sit in the present and try to force that into the future, right? Buckminster Fuller. So he said, you don't change things by fighting the existing reality. He said to change something, you have to have a new model that makes the existing reality obsolete. Right? So you need a new future that makes the existing system obsolete rather than trying to fight the existing system, which is your current life.